This is sharing the same baseline and the cap line. Everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Baseline and cap line. And when you look at this, I'm going to take away the red line. Do they look the same size to you?
No.
You guys knew that right away.
Yeah, I did this too. I mean, I learned this when I was doing one of your slides.
Great. So we Aaron, now you knew right away. Why is that? You can just tell, right?
No, they just look like it's getting lower and lower.
It's getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Even though they sit on that, this is why the mathematical alignment isn't what you're looking for. You're looking for the optical consistency between shapes. Now, I'm gonna show you when they're scaled up slightly. It's the apex of the triangle has to go past. It overshoots the cap line, and the curved lines of the circle have to overshoot at the top and the bottom. And now when I take away those lines, do they feel more in scale with each other? Do they feel more consistent, Aaron?
Yes.
The answer is yes. Okay, so we can apply this to letterform design. Now look at this. When you look at the H, the A, and the O of a serif typeface like Dido or Bauer Bodoni, which this one is, you can see that the apex of the A overshoots the cap line, as does the O. And this is why this happens. So when you guys are aligning typography, just keep this in mind. You must overshoot. So pay attention, guys, to the apex, and we're going to be building upon these principles. And I'm going to show you guys a bunch of optical adjustments that need to be made. Now, we're going to look at the uppercase E here. And when it's mathematically centered, the crossbar looks a little low. So the center line should be adjusted above the mathematical center. And I'll show you what that looks like now. So those of you guys who are doing hand lettering, when you're drawing an E or an F, make sure the crossbar, the center crossbar, is a little bit above center. This is critical for it to look balanced.
It's the same when aligning type in a composition. It needs to be a little bit above center.
Anything in the page.
Yeah.
Anything in the page has to be a little bit above center. I think it's just the way we perceive things, and there's this feeling of gravity that it has to be a little bit higher because things want to get pulled down.
Wait, Chris, I thought the top of the E was just touching that line.
On this previous one it was.
Oh, I see.
And this one it's not. And you're getting to my next thing. As we go up the letter form, it has to get narrower at the top for it to feel optically balanced. So we're just talking about these little adjustments that typographers know, the people who design typefaces know. Now, in your own infinite wisdom, a lot of you guys wind up opening a typeface like, that looks a little weird. I want to align everything. And you do that, and then it will feel off balance. It'll feel heavy at the top. Let's look at a couple more things here. This is an uppercase T, and the horizontal and the vertical stroke are exactly the same width. Does it look right to you guys?
No.
Look at the little one.
No, it looks
fatter.
It looks really
looks fatter.
fat.
Okay, so
Looks like it needs to go to the gym.
that is correct. So the horizontal stroke appears to be thicker. So what we need to do is to draw it slightly thinner than the vertical strokes. And I'll show you what that looks like now. So just a little bit of an adjustment. So I'm going to toggle between A, before, and after. So I'm just shaving. I'm giving a little bit of a diet.
The arm lost weight.
Just a little bit. Ooh, nice. Look at this guy. This is an M. This is an M where it's been drawn to connect a certain way. And some designers out there who draw letter forms say this is the way you're supposed to draw an M. What's the problem here? If you notice,
like the white V is too big to me.
Well, it looks like a lot of problems. If you notice the areas where they converge, the tight junctions where strokes meet are often open slightly to prevent the appearance of thickening at the joint. And right now the joints look really thick. And there's adjustments that you can make. So letters combining diagonals and vertical strokes must be designed to achieve a balance between the top and the bottom counterforms. Okay, so we're going to look at one where it's been adjusted now. Now this looks really weird to you guys, right? If you were just to open up and you guys that are drawing your own letter forms, you would make your strokes consistently the same stroke width, and then you wouldn't adjust for these things and you have some problems. Now, I hope you guys can see this on an HD monitor. You need to be looking at this stream in high definition here, because you'll notice there are a lot of little adjustments that are being made. First of all, where it crosses over, the vertical stroke versus the downward stroke of the M, the left edge here, it's been pushed apart. You also notice the stroke is thicker going down and it's thinner going up. This is a convention you guys need to pay attention to. The downward stroke is thicker, the upward stroke is thinner. And if you can really look at those little diagonal lines, you can see that it's a little bit thinner. And then the point in which the two diagonals converge at the bottom, it's pulled from their natural point downward a little bit to compensate for it thickening at that joint.